warm-up that I do to get started on this. What day is today? Friday? Friday. You know what Friday means, right? Friday means I have a glass of wine. Hello. You are invited to have a glass of wine too. Assuming you have wine and assuming you drink wine. You can drink whatever you like. You don't have to have alcohol, of course. Not everybody does. Hi, how you doing? Welcome to the replay. Welcome to Daily Fuel. My name is Bobby. I am the host of this group. And if you're watching in the replay, then let me know that. I really like the replay comments. You guys comment in the replays and I read them, and then I say that I like them and I comment back sometimes. I don't always comment back. And if you're joining me live, you can say hello, of course. And Mikey is here. Happy Friday. And Crimson, helly, how are you? And Ray, hi, Ray, how are you? And Mikey's got wine, it looks like. And Trevor's here. What's up? Hey, y'all. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Trevor. You made me say y'all again. There, you tricked me. Trevor. Nice to see you, though, buddy. And Kirsten's here. Greetings, Sir Bobby, Speaker of the Quanta Sea and all loyal subjects. Kirsten is taking the lead for the proper protocol of how to greet me on the live. I appreciate that, Kirsten. Boy, somebody who's just joining the group and seeing this for the first time is going to think, man, that guy is full of himself. Of course, I'm kidding, but I'm not really. You know what I mean? We have an imposter in the house. Cecilia is here. Hello, Cecilia. Feeling like a creeper. This, of course, is Karina. Karina has to use a secondary account to comment because she has annoyed the Zuck. And, what are you going to do? Sometimes it happens. But I'm glad you figured out a way to get your button here, Karina. It's nice to see you as well. You guys can comment the whole time. I'm going to go through my spiel. I got things to say today, and then I'm going to come back to the comments, and I'm going to read them all. Donna's here. Hello, but Bobby, a special hello. That's right. Let's get started. Donna, get off my screen. Better to be full of yourself than full of something else. That's true. Okay, let's get started. Here we go. Sometimes my knuckles crack, and sometimes they do not. Stick to your principles. Stick to your principles. Now, let me set the stage for this one. First of all, I'm going to be talking in a few general terms, and then I'm going to be talking very specifically about myself and my business over the years. However, the things that I'm going to be saying specifically about myself can be used. You can use them as an analogy for your own life and business. You can extrapolate what I'm doing to figure it out. Like, oh, that applies to me in this way. My story and the specifics of it will obviously be different than your story, but you can figure out, oh, he did that, and that's like how I do this. You know what I mean? So that's how we're going to do this one. But first of all, let's understand what a principle is. Who is that? Who is this Facebook user that gives me... That's Ty. Ty, how come you're a Facebook user? That probably just happened. Who knows? Oh, wait, hang on. I'm getting a text from my wife. Babe, can you bring up the chicken from downstairs? Really? And grill it for Luke ASAP. I didn't realize there wasn't enough cooked chicken, and he wants to eat ASAP. Well, clearly, I'm live. I'm live, but yes, as soon as I can. Okay, very good. Sorry about that. I'm still the dad. Anyway, Ty, do me a favor. Comment again. Let me see if you show up the correct way. Anyway, and Robin's here. I got to stop looking at the comments. Okay, so here's what I mean by principles. I'm sorry, guys. I'm taking a while to take this airplane up. Okay, so when you are doing your marketing, when you're running your business, there's a lot of tasks that you do, right? There's things that you do. It's like, I'm going to do, you don't have to do them all, but right, I might do I might send out emails. I might do an opt-in. I might make phone calls. I might go to sales meetings. I might do this. I might do that, right? There's a lot of tactics that you do. Things that you are actually doing, the tasks that you're doing are called tactics. Now, above tactics is strategy. You can run around willy nilly, just let me try this and let me try this and let me try this, and maybe something works. But it's better to do tactics within a consistent strategy. I'm trying to get high end clients is a strategy. So to get high end clients, it's much better to make phone calls and go on sales calls than it is to put an opt in to download this PDF, like 3 best ways to make your house look nice or something like that, right? It's like you don't want to use low end client or customer tactics. By low end, I mean like low price, not like low end people, right? You don't want to use the wrong tactics for the strategy. If I'm trying to get high end, high paying clients, then I need to use tactics that work for that. And the getting high end clients is the strategy, right? Like that's what I want to do. But above all of those, and something that over the years in business that I had forgotten because it was just like in my brain, but I didn't even realize it was a level to this, is principle. Principle is what the heck I want to be when I grow up. It's what I want to do. Why do I want to get high-end clients, right? It's like I want to get high-end clients. Great. Why? Why do I want high-end clients? And you know what my reason it turned out to be was because I wanted the money. That was it. That was it. That's the only reason I wanted high-end clients, because I wanted the money. And you know what? That's not really a great principle for me. It might be for some people. Some people just love being an entrepreneur. The game of entrepreneurialism, the game of business, that's it for them. That's their art. They just love it. They love everything about it. They love sales. They love this. They love... And so for them, making the money, doing the thing, it's just that's the game. But it was never the game for me, personally. And the problem is that I got into business because I had principles that I was aiming for. I wanted to have freedom in my life. My wife and I were looking forward to having children. At the time, we were newlyweds, but we didn't have kids yet. But we knew pretty soon, not right away, but pretty soon we were going to have kids. Fast forward to my daughter's going to college next semester, so we had kids, right? But we knew we were going to want to have kids. We knew we were going to want to be home. She was going to want to be a stay-at-home mom. And I didn't want to be at the office all the time. I wanted to be home. So I was like, it would be great if we started a business and I worked from home and you were home. And so that was the principle. That was the principle. I wanted to be home and I wanted to have the freedom to do that. And I wanted my business to revolve around my art. These were my principles. So I said, I really love art and design and stuff like that. So I became a web designer and I started doing logos and I started doing things. And at the beginning, I really enjoyed this stuff. It was a lot of fun. Then my principles started to shift because when you're in business, you think about money all the time. Money and business kind of just go hand in hand. It's kind of weird, but it's the truth. And because that's what we do. And we're figuring it's like, well, in order for me to get money, I need to do it through my business. Why else would I be in business? But I forgot that I was in business for the freedom, for the life, and for the art. And instead, I suddenly found myself in business for the money. And I was chasing money all the time. And I was trying tactics and strategies to get money rather than, I'm going to put money over here. This is the principle that I started living by. This over here is the principle that I started the business for. My wife and I got married and said, let's have a business and let's work from home and I can be a stay-at-home mom and you can work for it, right? That was the original principle. But then I went, let me be over here now. It's all money. Money. Right? Because when you get into entrepreneur land, when you start talking to other entrepreneurs, when you talk to the gurus and the coaches and the thises and the that's, and I'm not putting these people down because they teach really good stuff, but a lot of times if you see a lot of the entrepreneurial and business teachers, they will teach you how to find freedom by getting 10K or 20K or 30K months. Get 20K months consistently and get the lifestyle that you want, get this and get how to get the clients and and that's how I got into Facebook groups. Because at the beginning of Facebook groups, for me, it was to start a Facebook group, start teaching what I know, build a product and a service around that and sell it to the people in the group. And that's what I did. And I started this about 4 or 5 years ago, and I was teaching entrepreneurs how to do video in their business. And it was working. It was working great, and the group was growing, and the group got to about the size that this group is at now, maybe a tiny bit bigger, maybe 100 or so more people, but that's about as big as it got until I suddenly realized that I was practicing people's tactics that weren't working for me, because the strategy was for me to get these clients, and I needed the clients in order to get the money, because the money was the principle that I was working towards. What I really wanted was to have this freedom lifestyle that my wife and I want, and I know that you need money for that, but the money's not the main goal. The freedom and the art are. And I'm going to get to my 3 things in a minute, because I always have 3 things, but I'm going to go through them quickly, because the build-up is the whole thing here. What happened was, because the principle was wrong, that my business was never working for me. I would see people that had web design businesses they were selling websites for $40,000 or $50,000 at a clip for a website, per client. And I would never let myself get that big, because deep down I knew this isn't what I wanted. This is not the business that I want. I didn't want to have high-end clients like this. I wanted to make my art, and my art is storytelling, TV shows, movies, music. Daily Fuel is my art. Daily Fuel, I do Daily Fuel because this shit just comes out of me, and I can't stop it, and I have no one to say it to. My kids are tired of hearing it, so you got to listen to it, right? That's what Daily Fuel is. So I came up with a new principle. And so this is number 1. Number 1 is, if I wouldn't do it for free, then I'm not selling it. And that's my new rule in life, because I am so sick and tired of trying to sell websites or video services or consulting or coaching or this course or that thing, because then I sell it and people are like, you're awesome, let me buy your thing. And then I gotta make it and I gotta do it. And I'm always like, fuck, I don't like this. I don't want to do this. I want to go do my thing. I want to do my art. I don't want to do this thing. I want to just do Daily Fuel. I don't want to do this thing. I just want to make my movie. I don't want to do this thing. I just want to sing. Problem is, all the tactics that I was taught of lead magnets and this and that were all taught on how to make money, how to get high-end clients, or to sell a product and do a big launch and make this thing or make that thing and sell it, so that you can get the money and get the Lamborghini and get the house and get the this and get the that. But nobody has those tactics for how to make a movie and how to make your music and because that stuff seems scary to me. And the problem in my head was that I valued the things that were money makers, like websites and logos and business consulting, and I devalued my art. I devalued it. To me, it was, well, I would do it for free, so who would buy it? It's crap. It's not worth anything. If I would do it for free, then why would anyone pay me for it? That was the thinking, right? But I'm rejecting those other principles now, and here came the problem, is that as I was now building this business, I rejected the principles, but I also rejected all the tactics that were underneath it. Well, if I don't like the money-making thing, and I don't like the strategy of getting these kinds of clients or these kinds of customers, then clearly I don't like the tactics that were used to get that, like lead magnets and email opt-ins and email campaigns and Facebook ads and all this other stuff, or whatever you do, right? The tactics don't really matter, but I kind of put all those tactics in the category of moneymaker shit that I don't want to do. Not that I don't want to make money, but I don't want to just make money for the sake of money. I don't want to sell my soul to get the money. I want to make my art. And now I'm realizing, well, wait, time out. If I'm making my art, then all of the support stuff that goes with it is okay, even if some of those tactics are the same as these tactics. They're the same foundational pieces, but I'm using them to build a different principle. The problem was I was building this principle, somebody else's principle. There's nothing wrong with this principle, by the way. This is a valid principle to have. If your principle is, I want to make money and have this lifestyle, that's fine. It just wasn't mine. And the problem is that sometimes we get swept into other people's principles because we're learning their tactics and strategies. And then you just become focused on getting their goals. You have to figure out what your goal is, and I don't mean goal like I want to lose weight or make a lot of money and stuff like that. I mean, that's why I'm using the word principle instead of goal. Your principle is your guidepost, your beacon, the thing that you're aiming for. You have to know what that is. And you can't know what it is by just figuring out how to make money and then I'll do it. That's backwards, because the principle is what comes from your heart. The principle is what exudes from you. And that's why my new principle is, it's the shit I do for free. That's my business. I would do it for free. I want to get paid for it. That's what I want. I'm going to take a sip here. Hang on one second. Now, this leads me to the last part, which is something that Kirsten mentioned in a comment the other day. It doesn't matter if you saw it. I think it was in one of the lives. And she just said that there's, I'm sorry, I don't remember what you said. I just remember the topic because I grabbed my notepad in the middle of it and I wrote this down. And this is all I wrote down was parts of my biz that I don't want to do. Because there's a lot of shit in your business and in life in general. This also extrapolates out to life, but this is specific to business today. There's a lot of shit you don't want to do. And I don't always like to do the lead magnets or the opt-in posts or the comment ladders or the different tactics that get things going to lead to the business. But I don't mind doing them now if I know that my principle is here. The principle, again, being if I would do it for free, that's my product. Daily Fuel, performances like this, the movie, the TV shows that I want to make, the stories that I want to tell, the music that I want to make, everything that goes with that. But I was talking to my buddy Landon today. It's Friday, which means that I had my Friday call with Landon, and he gave me a really interesting analogy. He said, imagine that there were... imagine you were like I'm going to get this wrong. You were like a gardener. Imagine the gardener that made award-winning roses, right? That's all you made was award-winning roses, and you were just world-renowned for your roses, right? And he's saying to me, he's like, but you realize that the gardener, there's parts to the gardening process that gardener just loves. There's like, maybe it's the talking to the flowers or the I don't know. What do you do with flowers? I don't even know. I smell them, right? But you get what I'm saying, right? It's like there's parts to it. You could think of gardening as an art, right? There are parts to it that you love. But, I forget the gardener. I'm just going to use an artist, a painter, right? The painter loves the finished product or loves the process of painting or loves this technique over that technique or just loves the something about making the art that the painter loves, right? But maybe the painter doesn't really love going to the store and buying the paint. Maybe the painter doesn't love it when the brushes start falling apart and you need new ones. Or maybe the painter doesn't love it when... I don't know what the painter's not like. I'm a digital artist. I don't know these things, but you get the point. There are things to creating the art. There are things to creating the roses. There are the things that the gardener has to do. He's got to go get the seeds and make sure the beds are okay in the winter when nothing's growing and things like that. That you have to think about and take care of, because if you want your prize-winning roses to come up whatever time of year they come up, you got to do the things at the other times of the year that you don't like doing, right? And if you want to make those amazing paintings or sculptures or dance moves or comedy routines or whatever your art is, there are things to it that you got to do that you don't like to do. And I put all of those things I don't want to do in the category of it's only to make money. And I took it and I put it in that. It's like I do those things to make money, and now I just don't want to do them at all. And I threw them away in the garbage, and I was left with make my art. And I'm sitting here thinking about, I can't figure out a single way to turn this into a business because I'm not allowing myself to do any of the support pieces that need to be done to build a business within my principle of it's what I would do for free. Are you getting this? I wish I could see your faces, because sometimes I'm saying these things and I don't know if everyone's nodding along with me like, wow, oh yeah, or if you're going, I have no idea, right? And I'll know when I read the comments, but anyway, this is a process for me, and that's kind of where I'm at today. I'm going to just recap it, and then I'm going to go to the comments really quick. Again, you have the principle, and the principle is your guiding light, the guidepost for you. For me, it's I want a business that is built from the stuff that I would do for free anyway. That's my principle. That's what I want to be when I grow up. And I'm grown up, so that's what I want to be today, okay? And you get to decide what your principle is. It doesn't have to be mine. You could be like, fuck that, man. I don't give a shit what I'm doing. I just want to make money. That's great. If that's your principle, there are people who love that entrepreneur world. And then there are other people who are just like, I just want to make my art and I don't want it to be a business. I just want to do, right? But we're talking about art businesses here. So that's my principle. That's at the top. And then there's strategies below that. Strategies being like how I'm going to go about making that principle a reality. And for me, it's really not about high-end clients anymore. I don't want to spend a bulk of my time working one-on-one with clients to help them solve a problem or build a thing or make a website. I've done that, and I never really enjoyed it to the point that it fulfilled me completely, because I would be like, oh, I'm finally done doing that shit. Now I get to do the thing I like to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, screw that. Why even do it? I want to do the thing I want to do and make that my business. So the strategy now is to build a business around that has a wide audience. I want to cast a wider net and have a lot of customers and clients and fans and members and stuff like that. And then the tactics that go under that, that's going to the store and buying the seeds or going and getting the new brushes, right? That's the stuff that I don't really want to do, but I have to do, because if I don't do them, if I don't go buy seeds, the next year I don't have roses. If I don't go buy brushes, then when it's time to paint, I got nothing to paint with. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if I don't do the work to bring people into the group, to bring people into my world, if I don't do that tactical work to do that, then when I go to do Daily Fuel, there's nobody here. When I go to show my new movie, there's nobody to watch it. Do you know what I'm saying? And now I'm putting two and two together to bring that all together. I hope that made some sense. Please let me know if that made sense. Replay people are good at this. Yesterday I did one and I was like, oh my God, I don't know if that made any sense at all. And then Jesse wrote in the replay comments that you nailed this. And sometimes you guys tell me that in the replay later on. So I always appreciate when you do that. So if you're watching this in the replay and you're like, man, this is fucking amazing, tell me that. I always appreciate it, because I need to gauge this. I'm looking at a dead black circle. That's all I'm looking at. I get my camera gives me no emotions back. They really should make cameras that gauge the emotions of the audience and then show it to me. That'd be nice. I would appreciate that. Well, if I want this one to end anytime today, I better start reading these comments. Jesus, look at all these comments. Okay, let's go to the comments. Greetings. Sorry, so now this one's worth reading again. Greetings, Sir Bobby, Speaker of the Quantity and all loyal subjects. This one's worth posting at the top of the group, I believe. And Cecilia, the imposter, is here. And hello, Bob. Right, I saw this. And Mikey. And this was Ty. Let's see if Ty comments again. And Robin's here with butterflies today. Fairies today. Fairies. I saw the... And Haley is here. Do you want me to call you Lion's Tooth, or do you want me to call you Haley? I just call you Haley. Hello. How are you? Nice to see you, Haley. Hi and clients. High-end clients is what I was talking about, but I know you're playing with me. Kirsten, yes, my principle is the same. Freedom, home, art, but I too mix it up with money. Fear to lose my comfortable nest, I think. Yeah, we have this fear. It's a lot. There's so much fear in this, right? Because we listen to these other people. And we listen to, do you remember when I said this? We create avatars of other people and we put them in our heads. And it's like, what is my mother going to think, right? I don't know, but I know what my mother in my head is going to think. I know what my friends from high school in my head are going to think. I know what the people that live in my town in my head are going to think because I think it for them. But what do they think in real life? Probably nothing. Because why are they thinking about me? Are you spending all this time thinking about other people? No. You're thinking about yourself and your own crap. Why do we think other people give a shit about us? They don't. But yeah, Kirsten, we get this fear that, you know what I did, and I'll be honest with you about this. I had this principle of doing things for the freedom and the life that I want with my family. And Landon pointed out to me, he's like, dude, you quit your job in the 90s and started your business. I've been in business since the late 90s, right? And all this time, and my daughter was born in 2003, and all this time we've lived here. I have always been home for dinner. I always put her on the bus. These were my goals. These were my principles. I never said my principle is to be a millionaire. My principle was to be home and raise my children and put them on the bus and have dinner with them every night and do this. And she could be a stay-at-home mom. And we've been doing that. And we've been doing that the whole time. And he pointed out to me, he's like, you've been successful the whole time. You just didn't know it because you've been so hard on yourself that you weren't living up to these people's expectations of you. And because of that, you were keeping yourself at a lower monetary level than you probably would have liked to be. If I had forgotten their bullshit and just stuck to mine, then, and this is what he pointed out to me today, then when you do follow your principle, this is the most important part and I almost forgot it. When you do follow your principle, you get in the flow. You get in the flow state. You get in that point where it's just flowing out of you and it's just, now the universe is moving like this for you. And do you know what moves in this? Money. Money does. But when you're trying to fix somebody, when you're trying to do somebody else's principle, you're not in the flow. You're in the this. You're in the and then it's like, God forbid you get a client, right? I wanted high-end clients so that I could have this money. Holy shit, God forbid I got one. Do you know what happened? It wasn't time. It was time for celebration for about 5.5 minutes. And then I'd go, what if they cancel the contract? What if they don't like the thing that I do? What if they don't pay me? What if this and what if that? And suddenly and I wasn't in any kind of flow. There was no joy in that. There was nothing of that in that. All there was, and I'd get like this. And I have to protect myself and now there was no flow. And you know what doesn't flow to you when you're not in flow? Money. Money is a byproduct of flow. That's it. Money is just a currency. That's all that it is. If we want money, we don't go for the money. We go for the joy. We go for the principle, the guiding light of our life. What the fuck do you want to do? Do that and you will get into this. Maybe not the first day, but you will. And when you do, the money just shows up. This is how I want to feel all the time. This is why I do Daily Fuel. Because it makes me feel like this. I don't need this. This is just fun. I'm pretty good. Okay. Donna says, wow, that was one comment. High-end clients, yes. If it gives you the feeling that you want. There is nothing wrong with high-end clients. You might be saying to yourself, wow, I would love to have like $50,000 contracts, 6-7-figure contracts. That's amazing. If that makes you feel like this. That never made me feel like this. That it made me feel like, oh. And then it made me feel resentful that I should be getting more for this. Or it made me feel resentful that they gave me money and now I got to do this crap I don't want to do. I wasn't over here doing this. Figure out what your principle is. It does not have to be my principle. My principle is just, if I wouldn't do it for free, I'm not going to do it. There are plenty of things that you might say, well, the things I want to do in my business, I would never do for free because there's worth so much money, and that's your mentality about it, and that's valid. Plug your thing into this formula. What's your principle? Figure out a strategy to get the people that you want, and then do the tactics. The tactics are the crap work we don't want to do, but we do them because if we don't buy the seeds, we can't plant the plant, we don't get the roses, we don't get the prize, nobody cares that you're a gardener, blah, 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 blah. You were trying to follow someone else's path. That's it exactly, Crimson. Yep, I was trying to follow somebody else's path. Now, so pay attention to this when the way that it happened for me was I would buy other people's courses and I would learn from them. And here I am saying, buy Quantity Plus and learn from me. Learn from me what you gather that works for your principle. If you're getting from me, oh, Bobby says that I have to want to be this when I grow up, or I have to have a life. I can't have a job in an office because I have to work at home and put my kids on the bus. Fuck that. If that's not your thing, that was my thing. Do your thing. But I would learn from people who would say, "Here's how to get $20,000 a month business." Or $30,000 a month, or six-figure a month business, or whatever. Right? It doesn't even matter, the number. It's like I'd be pulling numbers out of my ass. I need to make this. Why? I don't even know why. I need a house and a car and some clothes. That's what I need. I'm getting to the point where I'm realizing, like, why was I chasing money so much? I don't even need that much money to live the way that I want to live. It's not that important to me. And by making it less important, it comes. Why is it like that? It's like my mom used to say. Why I'd cry to my mother in high school that I couldn't figure out how to get a girl to go out with me. Like, why don't they like me? And she would say to me all the time, it's a game. You have to, you can't act, as soon as they looked at me, I'd be like, I love you. Right? It was like, they'd be like, hi, Bobby. Oh my God, you're beautiful. I love you. Marry me. That was me, right? I was like, la, la, la. The second anyone showed me any attention, I gave way too much attention back. And she's like, you gotta stop doing that shit. And I didn't know how to do it, but we do that with money. It's like, hey, can you do this project for me? I'll give you this check. And you're like, give me. We do it with money. We don't even realize that we do it. If you're not having enough money, it's because you're trying to be too clingy or possessive, or you're chasing it. We gotta stop doing that. I want to hear you sing. It's coming. I'm getting there. You lost yourself. That's a good thing. Trevor, David, and myself have been officially setting up a business. There's so much involved, it's stupid. There is a lot involved. If you're starting a business and setting one up and all of that stuff, like luckily, those days are over for me, but there is a lot involved. And it's worth going through that stuff to have the business. You still have to do all the stuff that the state or the laws of the is it like UK? How do the laws work in the UK? For here, it's like New York State. Not like a United States business. It's a state-run thing. I don't know how it is by you, but that's just it. You got to do all the laws of the state and file the correct paperwork and have the kind of bank account and do the filing of the taxes and all that crap that you got to do. But that's like down here. I don't want to do any of that shit, but you got to do it. Otherwise, you don't have the seeds and you don't have the plants. It's stupid. But our principal said that we needed to do the red tape. Oh, I like that, Trevor. We needed to do the red tape so we can operate a legitimate business. Oh, and it's my second paid month on FuelBlue.com. Yes, your thing renewed today for Quantity Plus. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, Trevor. I'm feeling fairy today. Good. You are speaking truth right now. Is this Ty again? Who is this? Oh, my thing closed. How did it close? Oh, because I went to the text. Darn it. Who is this? Oh, and now I can't see because I didn't have it open the whole time. Oh, well, I don't know who this is. It doesn't matter. You are speaking truth, right? I don't care who it is because you're smart, and I'll figure it out later. This is my heart right now. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, whoever you are. Robin, yes, he is amazing. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm going to sing. For those of you who have never heard me sing, singing is like, if it's kind of weird for me because I used to think that my when I was in my band years ago, to me there was nothing quite like being on stage singing. It was the most amazing feeling in the world. And then I discovered doing this. And doing this gives me that same feeling. It's a feeling. It's not the same activity. It's not even the same energy really, although it kind of is. But doing this gives me that same feeling. My goal, the reason why I get my goal, my principle, this dream that I have is when she and I, my wife and we get the field and I want to do in-person events. That's what I really want to do. I want to see this become a thing where once or twice or every month or I don't know how often. I'm just making shit up here, but I want to do in-person stuff. I want you guys to come see me. I want to travel around and see you. You know what I mean? It's like that's what I want. I want to be doing this together. Facebook group is great, but Karina says, I get all of this so much. Good. All right. Well, thank you. I'm glad that this was resonating. I much prefer principle than goals. Yeah, me too. I like that word principle. I got that from Landon. I'm glad you remembered your water today. I did not remember my water today. 10 seconds before I hit the start button, my son brought it down to me. So, how do you know I remembered my water today? Did I pick it up already? How do you know I remembered my water? I like your principle. I do it for free. Yeah, if you're just joining, my principle is if I wouldn't do it for free, then I'm not selling it. Or to put it in a positive light, I'm only going to make a business around stuff that I would do for free anyway. Because that's what I just love to do. I can't not do this. Trevor, red tape is a shit machine, not shit magnet. Is that what you said? I don't know. They were I took it as the same thing. I know they're two different words, but I got the point with either word. Hector, hey, what's up? Yes, preach on. I recently did a steampunk hat for someone. I said it was on the house. This guy gave me $100 and told me I ran a hard bargain. LOL. Yeah, I know what you mean, right? It's like your stuff is amazing, but you do it for free. I hear you, buddy. Haley, painters don't like clearing up the mess after it's over. Yeah, that's a good one. When I was a little kid, since my dad's around, my dad's visiting, and since what do you call it? When I was a little kid, he used to do stuff around the house. He was the handyman, and he'd always be like, who wants to do me a favor or who wants to help me? And we'd all be like, me, because we were little and we were dumb and we wouldn't ask with what. We would just say, me, I want to help daddy, right? And they'd be like, I need you to do the hardest part. And he'd be like, yeah, right? And he said, good, you clean up. Whatever I did, his tools were everywhere and his garbage. Like, just pick this up and throw it there. He'd help, but it was a joke, Yeah, we don't like the garbage afterwards. We don't like cleaning up. You're absolutely right. Ooh, this is good. I get you. Good. Thank you. Nodding along with you, we are Yoda. Nice. Grow old, but never grow up. Yeah, we don't grow up, right? That's one of the nice things about being an artist is where we stay young at heart, I think, because all children are artists, but so many people grow out of it as they get older, even past like 8 or 9 or 10 years old, the art stops. But artists, we never do, and we've been doing it since we were 2. You know what I mean? Since we could pick up a crayon, we've been artists, and it was just like it was the magic was there from the first day, and we know that. Not a lot of people whose magic is in law or medicine and stuff like that. They weren't doing that when they were 3 years old. They weren't doing surgery or, talking in front of juries and shit. We were doing our thing when we were babies. We never stopped. When you do your movie, I'll be one of the first to want to see it. Thank you. 1, principle. 2, strategy. 3, tactics. That's exactly right. Principle, strategy, tactics. Absolutely. Principle is always the guiding light. So you can do any tactic, right? So just as a recap, though, I was doing the same tactics that I'm still going to be doing, but because I was doing them for the wrong principle, I threw the tactics out the window, and I can't do that because I still have to do that. What kind of wine is that? This is a red blend. I usually like a drier, like a medium to drier wine. Not like a Pinot Noir. Sometimes that's too dry, but not really like a Merlot either. I like kind of in the middle. I really like Shiraz or Cabernet, but this is none of those. This is a red blend. You know what it is it's organic wine, so it has much fewer sulfates in it. It doesn't give me a headache. When I buy any regular wine, they have a lot of sulfites, one of those two. They give me headaches, and I don't like it. I don't like headaches. I'm a baby when it comes to pain. Yes, thank you. I have been in tears today, measuring myself by money principles, and I was reminded that I'm not a failure because my kids are safe and happy, and that's my only principle in life. Do you remember the movie The Secret? I always say that the movie The Secret, and I don't mean to insult anybody if that's like your guiding thing, but to me the movie The Secret was sort of like Law of Attraction, first grade, kindergarten. It was like my introduction, and then from there I graduated to other sources and stuff. And there was one thing that somebody in the movie said. I don't even think he said it in the movie. I think he said it in one of his books that I read, because I followed a lot of people, but I learned about him in the movie. And he said, "You will be hugely successful in the things you value the most by default." He's like, you cannot fail at the things you value the most. You fail at the things you don't actually value. And so if there are things you're having a hard time with, it's because you don't value them. And I always try to reconcile that, because I was like, that doesn't make sense. Clearly I want to have a lot of money. Why can't I have a business at the level that I want? I would never say that I was poor, but I was never at the level that I wanted to be. I would see other people in the same fucking business as me doing 10 times what I was doing, and I'd be like, I don't understand this. I'm just as good as them. I'm better than that guy. And their businesses are up here money-wise, and mine's here, And I didn't understand it. And then I would say, I don't understand. It's like, I don't value money? What are you talking about? And now I understand it, because the problem was I was just doing stuff to get money. I want money to have things and to have the life that I want, but I don't want money just for the money. And that's what I was doing. It was just like the money was the goal and the end in and of itself. And I didn't value that. Because I said, no, money's a tool, and I want to use it so I can have this and I can have that and I can have this and I can have that. And so the lesson is, then stop working for money. If money's not the end goal, stop working for it. Work for the end goal. Work for the principle. I made money the principle. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, Haley, I would say to you, if you're sitting here saying to yourself, I felt like I've been in tears, I've been measuring myself against money. You're measuring yourself against somebody else's principle when you're already a shining success in your principle. Focus completely on your principle and forget the other people's principles. And then you won't be worrying about money anymore, because it'll show up more and more and more and more and more and more and more. You'll be in that flow. Lately, the best pay I got for a portrait was a little girl's smile. I love what you're working on, by the way, Ray. Some of your stuff. It's really wonderful for me when I see people growing as an artist in this group, and your work has like blossomed. That's amazing. I love it. I remember when you first started. I just got some colored pencils, and I don't know what I'm doing. And now you're making these things. And I'm just like, damn, look at that. That's freaking amazing. Kirsten, light bulb. My ego. My ego's telling me you have to do it this way or paintings won't sell. Right, exactly. So I've been struggling to do it this certain tactic. I'm sorry, hang on. I keep looking at 10 different things while I'm reading this. Let me start over. Light bulb, my ego. My ego's telling me you have to do it this way or paintings won't sell. So I've been struggling to do it this certain tactic, but stepping back, does it really even matter? My art will speak to who it's meant to. I don't need to sell my art. I have to put it out there and it will sell itself. Absolutely. Follow the principle. Now, sometimes when we say things like that, it kind of sounds like I'm just going to paint and I'm not going to do anything to sell it. I'm going to hide it in my attic and hopefully people will know to just come in my house when I'm sleeping and look in the attic and be like, whoa, that's amazing. I want to buy this. And I'll wake up and I'll sell it to them. No, obviously that's not what you're saying. And sometimes that's what we feel when we hear things like this. Like, I'm not going to worry about selling it. I'm just going to, I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to just make it and it will speak to who it speaks to. Yes. But, principle. I'm not going to chase money. Strategy. I want to paint and sell it to the people who will buy it. And I will just attract those people and I will just have a business with those people. That's a strategy. There are tactics to that strategy. The tactics are not just, I'm just going to paint and I'm going to put them in the corner of my house and hopefully somebody will see it. No, the tactics might still be, I'm going to have my website and I'm going to do art shows and I'm going to run ads or I'm going to do emails or we're still going to do some of those tactics. But they're going to be for the strategy of selling art to the people who I make art for the principle of, I'm just doing my fucking thing. This is what I do. I just do this, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm not going to play your game. Do you get that, Kirsten? And you know, everyone else too? Oh, let's make a community, a field of dreams. That would be awesome. One on each continent. Oh, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? That would be really cool. Oh, a field in Europe. I like that. Here's one. We haven't had one of these in a few days. Okay. Hang on. I got to fuel up for this. Okay. When I look at the world of painting, it's so... What does that say? It's so true. Sorry, I have things on my screen and the words were under the things. When I look at the world of painting, it's so true that money follows. I was always scared of not having enough money to live, so I resisted going full bore into it, and I tiptoed around it. But when I look at the superstars of painters, right, they seem to just have gone for it. You're absolutely right. Painted large, big, crazy stuff in the minds of the people, but they didn't care. They didn't give a shit what other people thought of them. They just did their thing. They followed their principle. They just went ahead and did their art, and the world seemed to find them somehow. Because they knew their principle, their strategy was to just do their thing and sell it to the right people, and then they understood that all those marketing tactics work if I do it for this strategy, for this principle. I had this principle. My strategy was to just, my principle is to do shit I do for free anyway. Do Daily Fuel. My strategy was, I'm just going to do Daily Fuel every day, and then I'm going to do these tactics so that I can find high-end clients and make money. What the fuck is that? How did I move over to here? But we all do it. We all go, so I'll do this crap that I don't want to do, and so that I can get these people that I don't really give a shit about, so that they'll do this thing that I don't really value. That's what we do. Stop doing that. And the world seemed to find them somehow. And they got into galleries, had expositions, and they sell for big bucks. If they had done art for money and stuff other people wanted. Yeah, right, exactly. Oh man, I really want to make these amazing things, whatever the hell, right? But these people, but if I do that, I don't know how to sell that. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I'm going to but these people will pay me $100 if I paint their dog. I'm going to go do that. That's what we do. Stop doing that. If they had done art for money and stuff other people wanted instead of following their painterly internal direction. This is what happens. I know I'm in the flow state when I get the giggles on one of Robin's comments. Direction. They probably would not be as famous or sell for such big money, but they followed their hearts and the money followed. Yeah. Damn. You're absolutely right. Oh, God, Robin, more. That's why it often is not easy to be an artist, because the world constantly beats us down with its demands and people in it that are naysayers. We often have to stay strong and remain like children with their wonder and joy and playful curiosity as we get older or move along in life. Yes, you know what, Robin? I'm not picking on you, but I'm going to turn this comment around. Okay? I am guilty of saying these exact words on many previous Daily Fuels, that the world doesn't get us, that the world says we can't do. Let's fuck that. Let's stop worrying about what the world says from now on. If that's what's happening to us, it's because we believe it. Let's put it on ourselves, because if we put it on ourselves, then now we have the power to turn it around. So instead of saying that, let's say this instead. That's why it's amazing to be an artist. The world may not get us, but we don't need the world. We have this principle to make the thing we want to make. We don't need the world to like it. We need these people in our strategy. Our strategy is to make our thing for these people, and that's it. We don't care about anybody else. If you're a painter, do you need 7 billion people to buy your paintings? Probably not. Probably not. Maybe you need one, just to buy one for $10 million. Maybe you need 100 a year to buy them for $2,000-$3,000 a piece. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But we don't need, even 100 people a year is nowhere close to 7 billion people. We don't need the world to condone us or to love us or to like us or even to understand us. I don't give a shit about them. We have to stick to our principles. And when we do, so we have to stay strong to remain like children within the wonder and joy and playful curiosity as we get older and move along in life. That's it. You turned it around in the second half of your sentence. Hi, Bob. Hi, Dad. How are you? He's not here today. He's somewhere else. Thank you, FLB. You're welcome. Who's this? I don't know. Oh, like one more. There's that. Okay, when I look at the okay, that's why. Yeah, it's Ty. Ty, you're not showing up today. Ty, will you do me a favor and hit that Ecamm link again? I'll tag you in it later. But you used to show up and now you don't. It happens once in a while. I don't know why. Every once in a while, somebody just stops showing up. Ty says, I fail at keeping jobs because I don't value making rich people richer. I like money, but it's not a drive. Purpose is my drive. Right now, creating is not paying my bills, and I do it for free all day, every day. I notice sticking to my purpose and passion, principle, is starting to get more attention, which is good, but not ASAP money. So I'm like, oh boy, I think I'm going to have to get a real job. Okay, let's talk about this for a second. Principle, I want to do what I want to do. Strategy, I'm going to do what I would do for the people who are into it. Tactics, I'm going to market it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this strat. I'm going to do these tactics. Email campaigns, opt-in pages, whatever. I'm just naming all the entrepreneur land ones, but there are a million tactics. Art shows, art galleries, cold calling, whatever. Doesn't matter. However, whatever tactics. The tactics feed the strategy is in service of the principle. But if it's your first day, or if you're at a point where you're just starting on your principal work, you're just creating it, or it hasn't gotten to a point where it's paying the bills yet, It's okay to have a job that pays the bills. It's okay to do that. I'm not saying I have discovered my principle. Hey, boss, go fuck yourself. I quit. Don't do that. Because what's going to happen is you're going to go, what did I do? Right? And you're going to get all, and now you can't even focus on your principle anymore. If, like me, you don't have a boss to tell to go F himself, then you're already in it. You're already in this game, and you just got to play the game. And if you're there, then you're there. But you have to stick to your principles. But what is my point here? I'm like, oh boy, I have to go get a real job. Think of it maybe as like a paper route. Think of it as something that's like, I'm going to do this for the money that I need to pay for the tactics that are going to build the strategy that support my principle. Think of it that way. Maybe there's something, maybe they're just tactics that support the principle. I'm going to do this website for somebody because it's money that will pay for the ads that brings people into my Facebook group that will buy Quantasy Plus. That feeds my principle, and now taking on a client for that purpose, totally fine. But before I'm going to take this client because they're giving me a check and that's going to give me money. And that was the be all and end all goal. Now suddenly money goes down in the tactics category. Do you see what I did? Before, money was the goal. It didn't work for me because I'd be like, great, now I got money and I got to do this crap I don't want to do. Why am I doing this? I didn't even know why I was doing it. I got money? Whoop-de-doo. I could get money. I could go get a job. I could do this. I could do that. I could do a lot of things to get money. Why do I have to do this? But what if I got the money and the money pays for, life and stuff like that, but also some of it is paying for an email campaign, a Facebook ad, different tactics that I might use that bring the people who are into my art, into my world, that feeds my principle. So think of it like that, Ty. If you have to get a real job, don't think of it as, fuck, I can't do the thing I want to do. You're doing the thing you want to do. This is what feeds it. I'm going to the store to buy seeds. All I want to do is make roses. But today I got to go to the store and buy seeds. Because if I don't have seeds, I'm not going to have any roses to grow. So think of it like that, Ty. Yeah, Bansky, right, exactly. Banksy. How do you say it? Banksy. It's Banksy. He's well against doing his art for money. Totally principled. But look how much people are ready to pay. That's right. You ever hear of Beeple? Beeple makes these VJ graphics and amazing. I've used them in some of my videos because he makes them and he puts them out there for free, and they're amazing. And some of his work is absolutely unbelievable. But he does it for high-end clients because that's what he wants to do. But he also then made VFTs. So is that what they're called? Yeah, right. The token things that the people make. The letters just went right out of my head. Anyway, he made something like that and just sold it for like millions of dollars. But he didn't say, I'm going to make this thing so that I can make millions of dollars. No, he made these videos and this art that he makes because it was just like, this is the shit I want to make and this is amazing. And he got into the flow of it. Sold it for millions of dollars. We could all do that. But we don't. He might have said like, oh, but I'm making this thing, but I got to go to work today. But when I go to work, I use the money to build the thing, to build the thing, to build the thing. But we go, I want to build the thing, but I got to go to work. And I got to work, and I got to make money, and then we hate it. We complain about it, and it sucks, and I got no time to do my thing. Stop doing that. Pay. What? Tell you, bro, look how much money people are ready to pay. Yeah, I got it. I got it. Yeah. Trevor, you have to feed your son, Bobby. Oh, crap. Have you checked the children? I just want to be home for my children. Great. I'm going to be in trouble tonight. Lucky someone remembered. Yeah. All right, let's wrap this up. My principle is to be a good wife and mother and contribute to household finances. So my strategy is to let my light shine and share my joy by doing what makes me happy, which is painting. My tactics are to buy the supplies I need and post images of my works on Etsy. There you go. I keep working that and keep working that and keep working that and keep believing in that. And then be open to the idea of it changing. Like, oh, Etsy's not working, but look at this platform. This one's working. Or something like that. I'm not saying Etsy's not going to work. I'm just saying, like, be open to other avenues. The universe will show you other ways to do it, but remember your principle is that. Well, he's forgotten Donna, I think. Yeah, I did. So, Trevor, you get the booby prize, and we're done. I got to go make chicken. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful night. Goodbye.